Hydra's mystics succeed in opening that rift, they'll call even more of Lilith's children to their side.
You may regret that.
Over the years, Lilith's disciples have come in many forms.
That's one mystic out.
That was really something. Gift from ancient traditions. reputation isn't enough to scare off these so-called children of Lilith.
Where do you think you're...
I hope this is one of the stronger arms. We did come all the way here for a fight. Watch and in the search for wealth and power with just a tinge of fascism. Hydra will never change.
Mystics are digging deeper, reaching for something to call for.
How many times is that? I am still the prize. Many before you have tried and failed. It's all coming back to me.
As they say, it gets the job done. That will do.
We've knocked another mystic out of the ritual. Almost there.
Quickly, before they know what's coming.
That was even better than I expected.
impressive.
Good to be back in the fight.
Let me show you.
Weak, even for Hydra.
I truly doubt they're paying you enough for what's about to happen.
Leave some for the rest of us.
Things are moving right along, defeating the forces of evil.
You were too weak for this fight.
We've done it.
Hey boss, I could use some help.
I must meditate on Blaze, the parchment of power, and our recent battle.
Hooray for us not dying.
Hunter, I may have found something of interest to you. The means to surmount that obstacle you were so interested in. The secret lies with the symbiote you recovered. If my suspicions are correct, it can be used to disrupt your troublesome ward in the same way that my own wards of protection fell at the Sanctum Sanctorum.
What do I have to do?
Without going off on an overly technical Starkian rant, the alien itself has a very unusual composition. Its seemingly gelatinous structure seems to interfere with the ward's resonance frequency when channeled with the appropriate magic.
You are not going to ask me to retrieve more of the creature, are you?
That shouldn't be necessary. Although a cooperative venom would be invaluable here, I think we can make do with what's left from before. I left a vial of the symbiote on my desk in the forge. If you're intent on removing the ward, take it with you. Discreetly.
Thank you for pursuing this further, Doctor. I doubt anyone else could have made this kind of discovery.
You're too kind, Hunter. Besides, I think our mutual friend has done quite well in guiding you so far.
We have many mutual friends, Doctor.
Oh, I think you know the one. But don't worry, your secret is safe with me.
Well, that is reassuring, Doctor.
And now I should be getting back to my work, but do be careful out there, Hunter, and don't forget about the vial on my desk.
Got a minute? I know you're busy.
I saw the real Hunter come out the other day.
I think that was our best work. Everyone did their part. I'm ready to call it a night. How about you?
Give me a minute.
You got it.
Hunter.
You look like you are on the hunt.
It's that scent again. Almost feels familiar somehow. I was hoping you and Charlie might give it another go. You down?
Who would miss a chance to hunt with Blade?
I'm flattered. Now meet me out by that creepy-ass church. I can still smell it. That thing is out here somewhere. Now I remember why I stay in the Abbey at night. This place gives me the creeps, and I've seen some stuff.
Tell me, Blade, have you found any other unusual creatures during your pursuit of the Barghest?
Seen a few birds hanging around the training yard.
Real, as opposed to...
I'm not sure. The way things operate around here, they could be an illusion, some kind of familiar, a robotic drone.
And what makes you so suspicious?
Just like this thing we're after. They don't smell right. It's like someone made what they thought a bird smelled like, without ever having smelled a bird.
I will have to take your word for it.
Damn thing got away again.
We may need some help.
Not so mysterious now, huh? We should head back. This place gives me the creeps. And that ain't easy to do. You coming?
Let us get out of here.
Hey, boss. I could use... Shop class is supposed to meet tonight.
So, just the two of us?
Actually, I asked Robbie and Parker to be there. They said they would if you came too.
I'm sure everyone has something to say.
Maybe. But I already said too much. I have to fix this.
We should not keep them waiting.
Time to face the music.
So, what did you want?
A do-over? And to apologize for the last time.
It's a nice sentiment. But a do-over doesn't have much appeal for either of us.
Yeah, I don't understand why we should keep giving you chances.
You shouldn't. Not if you don't want to. But hear me out, okay? I've been the person in charge for years. When I'm stressed, I can steamroll people who never expected it, and certainly don't deserve it.
That's what assholes say. To justify their behavior so they can keep being assholes.
Half of the Avengers agree with you. Look, nothing I did was justified. I was a jerk. And I'm sorry.
Okay.
Look, when you take away all the trappings of ungodly wealth, I'm just a guy who likes to make things. None of my friends were into this stuff. I was the only kid who saw beauty in exhaust manifolds, who spent hours poring over the guts of a microprocessor. That's all I want here, to make things with friends. As long as that's still an option.
That's the whole idea behind this? Okay, here's how we make this work. Tony Stark, CEO, is banned from shop class.
But making things, Tony? The guy we're talking to right now? He can stay.
That's more than fair.
Glad that's over with. Feuding with Tony Stark is not an achievement I care to unlock. So, how about we make something new? Another day for retooling. We have a few more ideas in the backlog if you want to check them out. Did you bring the components?
I did not.
No problem. We still have enough for a prototype. So, are we good to go on this project?
Just a moment.
No rush.
Well, that was less painful than expected. Thanks for coming, Hunter. We all needed to, clear the air.
Took Tony long enough to figure out shop class, huh? I thought his suit had the thicker skull.
I always believed Tony would do the right thing.
That's where we differ. But I'm glad to be wrong. I'll let you get to it. Parker can't wait to dive in.
So, are we good to go on this project?
I am ready.
Parker's creative drive is amazing. Seeing how he tackles a problem gives me ideas of my own. And Robbie has the right intuition when it comes to putting these prototypes together. I thought he was being overcautious, but that's a crafter's care. Wish I'd seen it earlier.
Look, I don't want to brag, but I think this is our best work. Yeah, I know, blah blah, teamwork, blah blah blah, but still, it's impressive what we can do when we all work together.
You know, I might stay for a bit more. I want to finish an adjustment to the Hell Ride. You ready to leave?
I am ready to go.
Hey, Robbie.
How's my favorite hunter?
This is a distillate from the Venom symbiote. Strange thinks this will dispel the ward. The doctor crafted a strange brew that might bring down the ward.
Maybe he learned something new while snooping around in my library.
If nothing else, he knows about you, Agatha, that you are helping me.
He's a very perceptive man. Perhaps it's for the best. There's no sense in worrying about it now, at any rate. Let's see if you can banish this ward. I know I've asked a lot of you recently, dear, especially when it comes to these little excursions. But there is one more thing you could do to make an old witch happy.
If it were not so good to see you again, I might think you were taking advantage of me.
Hunter, you certainly are the product of your environment. Between Sarah and I suppose we're just lucky you didn't turn out more cynical. Besides, this might be interesting. Now that the altar is in working order, we just need to reignite my cauldron.
How interesting can that be? Your cauldron was always churning with some concoction in the old days.
Yes. And how do you think that was possible? It's not just any flame we're talking about here. Maybe you've heard tale of the demon fueling the forge? A fire-breathing demon, no less, blazing as hot as the flames of hell itself. Fortunately, I'll only require a single ember.
I can see where this is going. How do I find it?
I've enchanted this vessel to protect you from the ember's heat. You should be able to get close enough to retrieve it through one of the old mine tunnels beneath the forge.
I have seen the tunnels. They were here before the Abbey.
I'm not surprised. You always have been curious. The tunnel may lead close enough to the heart of the forge to retrieve an ember. Never a dull moment.
The doctor came
Try
up with
Strange's
something, but
concoction
I'm
on
not
the
so
ward.
sure.
Hunter?
Strange has made something from a sample of Venom symbiote. He thinks it may dispel the ward in the cave behind Shaw's church.
I thought he may be onto something. He spent quite a lot of time in the library recently.
The doctor came up with something, but I am not so sure.
Try Strange's concoction on the ward.
This must be an ember from the forge. I have the ember. The bottle is not even warm.
If it were giving off any heat at all, I'd be concerned, given the enchantment on that vessel. Now, let's see if this old girl still works.
So I can use the cauldron to brew things?
Essentially, yes. Collect reagents on the Abbey grounds. You'd be surprised what we can make use of.
And I just dropped the ingredients in. Is that not dangerous?
That's part of the fun, isn't it? And I see you've already found a recipe book. I doubt you'll have any trouble following along.
The doctor came up with something, but I am not so sure.
Try Strange's concoction on the ward. Oh, lovely, dear. You're a natural. That was expertly done, Hunter.
Autumn must not see it that way. If it was here, Autumn would show me. This must be Shaw's study. These appear to be human bones.
I suspect we've finally found the last resting place of Hiram Shaw. Judging by the looks of this place, he was locked down here for quite some time. I can't say I pity him.
But how would he have ended up like this?
Someone sealed him in and made sure there was no chance of ever escaping.
Someone?
From what we've seen, I believe this was your mother's handiwork. She must have used the Darkhold page taken from Shaw to seal his fate. Literally. And I'm sure that means Sarah was at the very least aware of what Lilith had done.
Whether it was right or not, we cannot change what happened here.
I'm glad you understand that, Hunter. Some people never do.
I would not have expected his victims to understand.
I can only imagine how angry Lilith and Sarah were when they finally arrived in Salem. In some ways, locking Shaw down here almost seems merciful.
I do not see the moon seal here.
You're right. I don't sense its power here either.
I found highly detailed drawings on Shaw's desk. They were concealed with some kind of magic.
Magic that's no match for you, it seems. Let's give those drawings a closer look.
The Salem witches hide here before meeting their end. These drawings.
They're witch warrens, places where a witch might hide using magical means. Judging from the detail he put into these, Shaw must have studied the Warrens for a long time before making his move.
He tortured them there.
Yes, I suspect so.
Why?
The witches wouldn't give up the moon seal. Our gift doomed the Salem Coven to an unimaginable fate. These drawings may yet be useful. I will bring them back to the library for further study. Meet me there tomorrow night.
You are gonna love this.
Got more coil for me?
What can I say except you're welcome?
Later.
Farewell.
Back again. Caretaker said I need to be a team player. So I guess I'm letting you choose. All right then.
Thanks, Hunter.
Have you learned anything?
These drawings are definitely of locations around the Abbey. As far as how this helps us find the Salem Coven's moon seal, I'm at a loss. Let's discuss this again tonight, after I've had more time to think.
I wouldn't have guessed we'd become such fast friends, Hunter, but I welcome your company.
Hey, funny how personal this hero business can become, huh, Hunter? I mean, you're hunting your mom, Eddie's being Betty again. My favorite professor became a giant sewer lizard. My boss's son was a space werewolf. I even knew a doctor that accidentally turned himself into a vampire.
I am sorry you had to slay your friends.
Whoa, slay? Who said anything about slaying?
Was it not your responsibility to save them from the horrors they had become?
Yeah, by curing them. I don't know how they do things in Salem, but in New York, shooting your boss's son with a silver bullet is usually frowned upon. Yeesh. Neighborhood sure is starting to feel a bit more unfriendly these days. Thankfully, I have May and MJ in my life to remind me what I'm fighting for. Speaking of, better go check in. You wouldn't happen to know the time difference between Queens and, well, wherever we are?
I do not know what a time difference is.
Always on the hunt, right?